Welcome folks, tonight is the beginning of the end for this here trailer project. Been too long in the making, but we're finally here. I wasn't supposed to be able to do this. I was thinking that it was going to be a few weeks before I could get around to painting this thing, but I'm supposed to go out of town this weekend, but I'm not, so therefore we are on full swing, get this thing done. I'm going to start off by just wire wheeling a bunch of stuff. I'm not going crazy with everything here, so I'm going to wire wheel most of the loose stuff that I can. I'm not going to worry about getting up in every single nook and cranny and trying to make it, I don't like to say the P word, but we're not making it perfect, okay? It's not what this is about. Getting it all cleaned up, just trying to get this thing usable. There's a lot of scale inside the frame and some on the outside. I'm going to hit that with a wire wheel, but I'm not going to worry about a lot of this. Also going to go around the flap disc. I'm not going to grind down all the welds like I normally would. I'm just going to clean up all the rough edges and stuff like that. So basically, if you just want to watch me paint this thing, skip ahead a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to clean this up. I don't know if I don't think I mentioned in the last video though, I want to put the tag up here for now, which I'm sure the rules are not, this isn't conducive, but I'm just going to go ahead and drill a couple holes for my lights, mount the tag up here, and then I'll probably wind up putting the tag on the ramps once I get those built. And the reason we're not building ramps right now is because I need this thing to go pick up metal. Well, I don't need it, but it just makes it a lot easier. But I want to use this thing to go pick up some steel that I can get. I need some angle iron for the ramps, and I don't have any of that. I've got enough channel, I think, to make the ramps. I just need some more some angle iron, some beefy stuff. So I want to use this thing. So let's get this thing cleaned up. Not a lot to say. Just gonna go around, do my best, pray for the rest. So let's get to work. Got most everything cleaned up last night. A little bit here and there that may or may not matter, but got a plan here. But more or less got everything cleaned up as far as the frame. Minus, I didn't get behind the wheels here. I'm gonna see what the pressure washer can do to this little bit of grit here, stuff like that. But yeah, I got all that cleaned up. That's mainly what I wanted to do, is the frame rails inside and out, and then some of this here I cleaned up, some of it I did not. Just kind of what I saw I cleaned. Up here, it took on the outside, I got most everything cleaned up here as well, but not everything underneath. So here's my idea is, I'm gonna go ahead and pressure wash this. We got temperatures that are dropping. We're getting a cold front coming through. So tonight's Friday. I am going to pressure wash this, get everything I can off of it, see what that looks like. If I need to do some more grinding, I will. And then I'm going to apply this stuff here. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this, but it's you can read it for yourself, but more or less it's like a rust inhibitor or converter, whatever you want to call that. But I used it recently on another project, and I liked how it worked out. So my plan is to pressure wash, let that dry a little bit, spray this down over everything, and then depending on, because you can do a couple ways. You can apply it and then wait 24 hours and then paint on it, or you can just apply it as an etch. So a thin coat, let it stand approximately 30 minutes, so you can just more or less etch the metal with this. But what it also does is it takes away some of the paint. So depending on how that works out, I may pressure wash it again after I apply this tonight, or I might just let it sit overnight and pressure wash it first thing in the morning. We're getting a cool front, so it's not ideal, but we gotta make this happen. So that's my plan. I'm gonna go and start washing, see what will and won't come off and what I care to get off. But my plan was to keep this low in the front, so that way this neck up here, which for me is about chest height right now, but that way I shouldn't have to crawl up on top of this to paint it. We'll go over that more tomorrow, but I got something hopefully that'll make painting a lot easier, and we'll see how it works out. But anyway, I'm gonna get pressure washing now and see what happens tonight. It is now time to see what kind of mess I can make on this thing. Earlier this morning, I came out and I sprayed more of the OSPO, the metal etch that we're gonna do, and then I pressure washed it off. But I really like how, I don't know if you can tell, but it just more or less, it's getting rid of all the stuff that we don't want and prepping it to accept some paint. So it does leave a little bit of residue here and there, but I think I don't know the chemical makeup of it, but I used it before. It turned out pretty good, so I don't have any regards for it. Lastly, so I went and picked up one of these airless sprayers. These are more for I don't know of anybody that uses it I've never seen anybody use it to paint a trailer, but a friend of mine, his dad, he does a lot of painting, and I talked to him about it, and he's more or less said, I told him what I was going to use it for, and he said this would probably work out pretty good. That way, all I'm carrying around is this thing. I don't have a reservoir for paint in it. I don't have to keep filling it up. I got 3 gallons of primer and 3 gallons of paint. Hopefully that's enough to do what we need to do. If not, it's not going to get painted, because that's all I got. But basically, I'm trying this thing out. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't really care about the finish on this thing. It's just gotta protect it is all. It's gonna get beat up and everything, but this is gonna be a whole new experience for me. But I'm excited to try it out. So let's get some paint cleaned up. Meaning I'm gonna go ahead and get it as filtered as I can. I'm gonna probably thin it down just a little bit, and then we're gonna start spraying and see what we can do. So. Well, this thing worked great, but the guy operating has no idea what he's doing. Yeah. Couple things I learned. Couple things. For one, that sprayer worked great for this kind of project. I mean, imagine trying. I mean, I sprayed I did have a lot of extra use, as you can see, all the extra runs and stuff, but I went through like 4 gallons trying to spray this thing. So trying to go through, say it was 2 gallons alone through a HVLP gun, this just sure made it a lot nicer. But a couple things I learned was, I don't think I had the right tip to start when I started spraying this, and this was somehow thinner than the primer was, or it just didn't set up as fast. But the tip that I was using, definitely, I started out with a smaller tip, thinking that I could more or less cheat it and just do more passes but put down less paint. Well, what that was it just confined it to a certain area, and then the wind was blowing, so sometimes it'd be spraying good, sometimes it wouldn't, and then it just turned into a fiasco. So we'll see how it's going to change a little bit once it dries up, but it's going to look hideous for a long time. And it's pretty much all the way around this thing. There's runs in it, but I'm happy with it. It's painted. Definitely. Also, the tip that I was using was a not factory tip, and it sometimes sprayed great. Clean it out, spray again. I don't know. There was just something about it that didn't sit right. But all said and done, happy with it. If this turns out to be an eyesore beyond belief, I'm gonna probably wind up just sanding down the outside. Just go ahead and wet sand on the outside, get all the runs out, and then maybe respray a little bit of it on the outside. We'll see how it goes. But next video, we're gonna be wiring this thing up and then going to get some boards so we can put some deck on this trailer. So stay tuned. It'll be sitting out here a few days and curing, and because I got a lot of extra to cure now. So anyhow, thanks for watching, everyone. See you all in the next video. Thanks, guys.